from IELTSPodcast.com. And today we are going to look, as I said, at how to prepare for your exam in 30 days. Now, ideally, we would spend about 2-3 months preparing for the exam, and this would give you more time to build on your language skills rather than just focusing on the exam skills, which is what a lot of students do. Because as I've said before, to pass the exam, you need to be exceptionally good with your language skills and your exam skills. So your language skills are your ability to converse, communicate in English, to write coherent sentences, the use of grammar. And then the exam skills will be how to do a presentation in 2 minutes for the IELTS speaking, or how to write an essay, an academic essay, how to use academic language. So there's two components. Right, so let's get into it. Luckily, if you're preparing in 30 days, then you've still got time to work on these core skills, your language skills. You're going to build a foundation. And from experience of learning other languages and from tutoring lots and lots and lots of students, the best advice I can give here, if you've got 30 days, is to immediately switch your life into English, okay? So when you're commuting to work or to university, you're listening to English. I mean, music is okay, but if you can listen to an audiobook, a podcast, an IELTS podcast, but if you can just basically put your life in English, so when you're commuting to work, when you're having lunch, when you're having breakfast, when you're in the shower, okay? And also with your reading material, if you're just scanning, instead of scanning Facebook in the morning, why not go to guardian.com or bbc.com and start basically absorbing more information in English. And if you've got 30 days, then it's a good time to start doing this. And one of the tips while we're doing this is that if you can make it a habit, then it's much easier than relying on willpower. As we say, habit is destiny. Also, if it's a habit, think about doing it. You don't have to motivate yourself to do it. It's just in the morning, grab your coffee or a cup of tea and start reading the news in English. Start listening. So habit is destiny. And if you get it in place, it's going to last a lot longer than just a 30-day willpower sprint to boost your English skills. So just a quick story. My friend did this with his speaking. He wanted to improve his speaking, and he had a deaf grandma. She couldn't hear him. And he used to take her out, push her around the park in the wheelchair and everything like that. And he really wanted to improve his English, and he was a bit time conscious. So he just started speaking to her in English while pushing her around the chair, pushing her around in a wheelchair in the park. And she was Spanish, he was Spanish, but he was there just talking to her in English. She didn't understand a single word. She couldn't even hear him, but it doesn't matter. He still managed to practice his English, and he transformed that session, that hour session that he felt comfortable doing anyway, he wanted to do it. He transformed it into a good English practice session. Fair enough, he wasn't getting feedback, but sometimes you don't always need feedback. He was just working on his fluency, keeping it fresh in his mind. So yeah, that's just one example. The other example I was going to give you is maybe you could just start speaking to English to your family, start speaking English with your flatmates. So different ways to approach this. Now, let's have a look at the how we're going to set this up. We've got 30 days. We've already said that. What we're going to do is, for the next part of the video, we'll look at how you set it up, and then we're going to look at productive skills and receptive skills. Productive skills are speaking and writing. We're going to look at 30-day plans for those, and then we're going to look at 30-day plans for your receptive skills, reading and listening. So When we're preparing, we want to make a study plan. Okay, we want to plan and allocate 2 to 3 hours a day, ideally more if you can. Okay, and also when you sit down and you start working, you're not like, where am I? What am I going to do? Where should I start? You've got it listed down and you know exactly. As a bonus tip, if you do this the night before, it works even better. So we're going to allocate tasks for each block of time we're going to be studying. And while we're doing this, we're going to be making notes and we're going to debrief each session. So, for example, we do 10 till 12 in the morning. Then at 12 o'clock, we're finished for the day. And then we just put, okay, got up to section 3 of the listening. And we'll return back tomorrow, start and check answers for both sections. So this way, you can just pick up and leave it. You can leave it and pick up exactly where you were before. So there's no time lost scrambling around looking for your next task. Now, the next thing to do is you could also consider finding a study partner. Okay, I'm going to study with my friend and we're going to promise each other we're going to do an hour a day and we're going to check in with each other. So it's like accountability partner. Also, you can look at work cycles, where you just decide both to plan your objectives. I'm going to focus on the reading. I'm going to do sections 2 and 3 in this 90-minute block. And then afterwards, I'm going to check in with you and see what you did. Okay. These are just small ways to boost your productivity. Now, obviously, as well, you need to get it clear what your objective is. Are you aiming for a 7, an 8, a 9, 6.5? You need to get it clear because this is going to affect how you study. Okay, I'll just give you a brief example. If you're going for a 7, then you do not have to worry about getting the complete reading test correct. You can just focus on maybe as much as possible, but focus on 2/3 of it, at least like maybe 80% of it, and leave the final questions because those are mainly for students who are going for a band 9. Okay, so you can just keep that in mind while you're studying. So also, the most important part is to identify where you are losing points. So if you know that your target band score is a 7, but you're losing points in the reading and your reading is at a 6, then that is where you're going to focus. And we're going to use this strategy and deepen and focus down. Okay, we're going to deepen it and going even further. So if I know that my weak spot is reading, I'm going to find out exactly where on the reading paper I'm losing points. Okay, now the first step to doing this is to take a practice test and to get some feedback. Okay, so we'll do a practice test for the reading, for the listening, and we'll also hopefully write an essay, both task 1 and task 2, and hopefully do a mock speaking exam as well. And the first time we're doing this, when we're preparing for the test, we're going to do it in 30 days. We're going to do it under exam conditions. Because if we do it under exam conditions, we're going to get a true picture over which areas we need to improve. Whereas if we just spend 2 hours writing a task 2 essay, obviously it's not going to be a true or realistic reflection of your ability. So we do the first test under exam conditions. Later, when we've put what we're going to work on into our study plan, then we're going to take our time and focus on mastering this skill. And we've got the luxury of 30 days in this. That's fantastic. So we're going to take our time, maybe spend 2 hours writing the essay and focus on gaining the skill of building this exam essay writing skill. And then once we've got it good, and we've got it up to a very good standard, or we're happy with it, then we're going to reduce the time slowly. We're going to become slowly more conscious of how long we're taking until we can write task 2 essay in 40 minutes. Okay, so it's quite clear, I think. And what we're going to do now is just focus on the, as I said before, and then later we're going to look at the receptive skills. So for the best way to improve these, the productive ones, is to get professional feedback. Your improvement is going to be considerably faster if you get feedback. Considerably faster. Because you will write the essay, okay? The examiner or the essay corrector or your tutor will look at it, discover your errors, okay? And say, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is good, keep writing like this, keep doing this, never do that, okay? And then the next time you write an essay, you get your feedback back, and then you research those errors, okay? So if you've got lots of problems or issues with articles or prepositions, then what you should do is jump online and do some online quizzes, research the theory, and then really improve that specific skill, okay? That area of your English language ability, you're going to improve. Do some online quizzes, whatever. Then the next time you write your essay, you're going to write it out. You will check for those mistakes that you made last time. Hopefully, you will know the theory and how to self-correct them as well. And hopefully you'll be identifying them. And then you submit your essay for more correction, for more feedback. And you get into this like positive feedback cycle, okay? And with 30 days, you've got the luxury to do this numerous times to see quite fast improvements, okay? And you can get your essay corrected at various services. You can even do it with your tutor who's in front of you. Personally, I never did this. When I was a tutor, I never corrected the essays in front of the student because I thought, in my personal opinion, it was a waste of their time because I would be correcting the essay and they'd just be stood there or sat there. So this is why I think working online in this respect is much quicker, is much more efficient. Then with your tutor, you just focus on the speaking or you ask them for help with the reading or whatever. But they can give you feedback, they can listen to you, they can make full use of that time. So, as I said before, we're going to take our time writing the essays, we're going to focus on accuracy, we're going to build this skill, master this skill, and then slowly start reducing it down to 40 minutes the closer the exam comes. Okay, and let me just check. Yeah. So, and when we're doing this with the speaking tutor, maybe we can practice a mock exam, and you can say, I want you to write down all the errors that I make. And then we can do this again. We research those errors, maybe find some practice sentences, practice some recordings, self-evaluate yourself, all the rest of it, and then slowly start improving, okay? And also, when you've got your speaking tutor, if you're paying less than $25 per hour, do not be afraid of taking control of the class. Okay, this is your money, this is your time, this is your exam preparation. So if there's too much casual conversation, as in, hi, what did you do at the weekend? How was your weekend? Tell me about your family, blah, blah, blah. Then just say, okay, yeah, my weekend was fine, thanks. We went swimming, went to the cinema. I'd like to practice this mock exam. Can you ask me these questions? Yeah, just jump straight into it. Tell the tutor, can we practice this mock exam? And please just write down all the errors that I do and then send them to me afterwards. Don't interrupt me because I want to work on my fluency in presentation at this moment. Then later, once you've got the list of the errors, we'll work on accuracy, okay? So just bear that in mind if you are doing the online classes. Now, with your receptive skills, this is your listening and reading skills, this can be a little bit more, it will take more time, possibly, depending on your situation. But the best way to do this is with practice exams. So like I said before, we've hopefully identified where we are tripping up, where we are losing points, and we are going to focus on that specific skill set. We're going to look at labeling a diagram. We're going to look at yes, true, not given. And we can get these practice tests. We can buy them online from Amazon. By the way, the Cambridge books are said to be more difficult than the real exam. So could be a good start to work with those, the tougher, big, solid preparation, get you scared, get you worried. And you can work with those, just build your skills, take your time, work through them, identify, isolate, and improve through repetition. As we say in England, repetition is the mother of all learning. And do the same. Get some feedback, review. So you get your feedback from the answers, jump into it and say, okay, so it's this part of the test that I'm losing points at. Okay. And you can get also, sorry, I forgot to mention, you can get your practice tests at Amazon. You can buy a book there, or you can go to Scribd, SCRIBD.com, Scribd, put practice tests and download some practice tests for free there. And I think it's probably a good idea to start off with Scribd, and then you get a good idea. You can just burn through them because there's lots there. And if you do buy the books from Amazon, just bear in mind that when we buy the books, we feel better and we'll probably feel more relaxed, but that is not the same as preparing for the exam, okay? If you really want to improve and pass the exam, you have to let go of your excuses and waiting for the books to be delivered. Oh, I don't have time, or I'm not motivated. Not good excuses. Well, there's no good excuses. You just need to let go of them and commit to passing this exam. And in this particular instance, commit to passing in 30 days. Now, if you need more help and if you need to prepare even faster, have a look at the online course we've got at IELTSPodcast.com. There, we practice what I preach, basically. We give you lots of feedback. It's not just a course where you go through the videos, that's it. No, there's a tutor there, there's myself there. We're giving you feedback, helping you identify your errors and helping you improve faster. And with 30 days, that's plenty of time to work through and really perfect and master the material. So my name is Ben Worthington. If you need any more help, go to IELTSPodcast.com. You can send me an email as well. Sign up, get some free IELTS materials to help you prepare. And good luck with your IELTS preparation. Thank you.